Good evening. It's Thursday, the 29th. We're a day early. There's the judge there. It is a very special edition of HHV The Judge, looking and previewing at the Middle Distance Championship of the World on Sunday afternoon in Paris, Longchamp. It's the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. We're going to go through it and give you some selections. And one of the selections I regard as being one of the bets of the year. So stick around for that. But, Judge, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Thank you. It's been a good week. More to come, I hope. We're going to be giving it some Willie this weekend. Big weekend ahead.
Excellent. Now, those of you aware that the judge has been having his judge's verdict, private, easy for me to say, private service, exactly, private trial. That is coming to its end tomorrow. Now, here's the thing. He began with a 14-1 winner. He's had another 14-1 winner this week. Absolutely caned it. Over 20 points of profit. And Judge, I know you've got a big Saturday to come for that first weekend of the new private service. Yeah. But then we're going to go all the way through to the 31st of March with this incredible offer. And let me tell you, this offer we're going to hold till 12 noon on Saturday. It's really important you get this, guys. 12 noon on Saturday is the cut-off point. You will get all judges' verdict service, all his private bets, 5 to 7 top bets a week. More at the festivals. You're going to get the Christmas stuff. You're going to get Cheltenham. It's going to go up to the 31st of March until 12 noon on Saturday. You can have it for a one-off payment of £100. Now, at 12 noon on Saturday, it'll go up to 150. We regard that as still very, very good value. Do yourself a big punt in favour and lock in that £100. It will last till 12 noon this Saturday, the 1st of October. So there you go. He started with a 14-1 winner, Island Brave. He had another 14-1 winner, Siog, the other night at Wolverhampton, proving that turf, all-weather, jumps to come. This is a service. He is a master of finding big price winners. So there you go, Judge. I know this package is going to take people all the way through Cheltenham. I know you're itching to get started, aren't you, mate?
I am, mate. Yeah, I've enjoyed this month, but for me, it's that's just the start, if you know what I mean. So this is the real thing. So I'm very, very excited. I've got one good one tomorrow, but I've got a good one or two even lined up for Ascot on Saturday. And then, of course, we got the Arc weekend as well. And there's definitely going to be a couple of bets over in France.
We have. Now, so there you go, folks. The top link, the only link you'll see there is the judge's private service, judge's verdict. Like I say, £100 will get you to the end of March. I believe that's a sensational offer. And I know many of you have already taken it up. Now, the Arc de Triomphe. We're going to preview it for you now. I'm away, as many of you know, and I'll be back, but I'm flying back late tomorrow night, so we're going to go on tonight. But services as normal. I shall be back and ready to rumble on Saturday morning. So we're going to look at the Arc now. The betting is there. I'll quickly take you through it. We're not going to cover every horse, but I just want to... it will take forever, yeah. We won't be done by the time the Arc starts. Now, it is, I believe, the world's, premier middle distance horse race. It's the World Championship. It's where the 3-year-olds, the older horses, everybody converges on Paris. It's the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. It's run over 1.5 miles at Longchamp in Paris. Most of the huge crowd there will be Brits. And they will see, as it stands, the Coolmore horse, Luxembourg, is best price 4-1 with Unibet. We've got Alpinista for Sir Mark Prescott. Best price 11-2 with Unibet, so they're having a go. We've got Takato Tasso, the reigning champion, at best price 15-2. We've then got Title Holder at 8, Verdini at 9s, Westover, the Irish Derby winner, at 10s, going all the way down to Alan Kerr at 100-1. Now, here's the thing, Judge. Very unusual for an Arc. You've got, as it stands, Sky Bet, Paddy Power, Betfair Sports, Bet Victor, Coral Leisure, and Betfred and Boyle Sports, and one or two others that I haven't mentioned, paying 4 places. Now, this becomes almost like an each-way handicap style race. And fair play to William Hill. like everybody, we criticise bookies when we believe that they deserve it, and that's often. But William Miller going 5 places on an arc, absolutely extraordinary. So there's some each way value to be had, no doubt. Now we're going to start at the top of the market rather than the outsiders. I'll come to any outsiders we fancy later.
Perfect.
Top Luxembourg. He's a 4-1 best price with Unibet. He has won the Irish Champion Stakes. Now, Coolmore have a good record in this race, of course they do. They're one of the world's great stables. But I'm going to just put it out there. I've got my doubts about this. I'll come to it in a while, my own doubts. But what do you think? Is he a solid favourite at 4s, Judge?
It's funny, Cornwall got a good record with their older horses in this race rather than their 3-year-olds.
Yes.
And
true. Good point.
I think, to be honest, I think he's a terrible price. He's not done the trip. I know you can argue he's bred for it, but don't forget, this is going to be soft. I'll be amazed it's not. Is it Trey Soup, they call it?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be heavy ground again. I mean, they even put some water on just to make sure at the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah.
I was watching a bit of racing in France today, and it was pouring down not far from there. So, and the forecast it's meant to be really bad. I think it was Friday, wasn't it? Thursday,
Don't talk to me, Judge, about heavy rain. The Canary Islands.
Of course, you're a bit the expert. You've gone to get to the sun, and
Oh my God! A bloke knocking on the door the other night, asking for 2 of every animal. That is how wet it's been round here.
He said no more.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't mention that one.
No. So for me, I mean, I can't have Luxembourg on my mind if I'm honest. I mean, even if he gets the trip, he's got to really stay the trip thoroughly in heavy ground. So I think he's the worst value in the lineup. If he wins, he wins. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. I would just say this. We don't know if he's not going to win or not. Of course we're not. It's not a psychic prediction service we're running.
That's right.
But with the information we have, if you bet a horse that is unproven at the trip in, I believe, the world's premier 1 mile 4, well, no, I believe it is, the world's premier 1 mile 4 race, then I believe you are criminally insane at this price because he has so much to prove. He may well be bred for it. There are plenty of horses that are bred for trips that never get them in a taxi. Now, he has not run at this trip. He won 2 starts ago narrowly, beating a horse that wouldn't even be 150 to 1 if he lined up in an art. Last time out, he beat some good horses and he did it in style, but it was over 1.2 miles. And a couple of them had excuses that may well be true and may not be. But this is going to be a real test. 2 furlongs further than he's ever tried. Now, he may well win, but he ain't going to have my money, not a 7-2, 4-1 Judge. I think it is absolutely shocking value on Luxembourg.
Yeah,
so there you go.
You think he's the same price to win an arc as he was to win last time out to win the, it's a small field, the Irish champion, but there was only about 4 horses that could probably win that, 4 or 5. I mean, this is a 20 runner, soft to heavy ground, like say Premier, and going up in trip. So I can't back horses like that, thanks.
I can't. You're not going to win long term, folks, if you back horses at that price that haven't proved it. So I'm sorry, it's a big thumbs down for the jolly old favourite. We then come to Alpinista, who is, Sir Mark Prescott, many people say he's not the force he was, and he isn't in terms of winners, he isn't in terms of the runners he has, he's getting older. But you have to say, this would be a real swan song for him if this were to win an arc at this stage in his career. Alpinista, it's one of those horses that the public has not got behind, really, and only just seems to do enough. But what you've got to say, Judge, I love horses that manage to keep winning whatever is thrown at them. And Alpinista, whatever the ground, whatever the trip, wherever he sends it, it is not a aesthetically beautiful horse to watch. He scrubs along. He appears off the, well, he doesn't appear, he's off the bridle in races early on. He comes back on the bridle, he goes off it. Luke Morris, who rides it, is not everyone's cup of tea. There was some audible winces at York when Luke, shall we say, administers some love taps late on in the race, from appeared to be like above his head. It was a pretty gruesome show, I've got to say, but the horse keeps winning, Judge. I mean, you've got to say he comes here with the credentials to be a big contender, but does he merit 11-2 in your eyes?
Probably not quite 11. So I'm not going to say she can't win, because she really is, a winning machine.
Yeah.
Like you, I just don't think she's a great price, if I'm honest. And so really, it's only on a price base. I don't think she can't win. But at the end of the day, she has beaten quite a few horses that we're probably going to come to in a minute. But her last time out win isn't worth a cup of tea. She beat Tuesday. I don't think that Yorkshire Oaks form is anything. But there again, she won it. The race before is the race where she won at Saint-Cloud, but she was nearly 8-1 to win that day on the old Paris Mutuel over there. And you got back her at 11-2 to win a better race than that. I just think she's just. I mean, if you're not on her anti-post, I just think you could just let her win. I mean, at the end of the day, if she does win, it'd be a great story, won't it? So
yeah.
Although we don't like that.
No. We want money, not good stories. At 1-5, of course, in the old quarter of the odds, you could say got 11-2. She's going to be in the 4. You've got a penalty kick for a slight return. 1-5, you're getting your money back, aren't you? And I can see her being in the shake-up, but I do think this is the day she gets found out. I'd love it for Sir Mark, because he's one of the.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of getting at, really. That's not being funny. Something like Luke Morris, he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's a journeyman jockey. He's not going to ride in many arcs, is he? So it's a great opportunity.
No, I believe that when we look back, me and you will have more outrights, Judge, than he will.
I don't think so.
Well, one more between us, but there you go. No, hey, fair play to Luke. What I will say about Luke Morris is,
he gets the job done.
He gets the job done, and he may not be. I didn't find it a particularly pleasant watch, seeing him hit that. But that's his style, and it is within the rules. When he goes beyond the rules, he gets pulled up. And he, for what he does, he gets plenty of work, and he gets the job done. And if the horse is good enough, I believe he'll get it home. However uncomfortable a watch people might think it is. So. There you go. We're not slagging Luke Morris off. We're quoting actual things that people thought, watch this and wince a little bit. But there you go. Alpinista, I can't have it. I think she'll be found out. We then come to, and I'm going to nail my colours to any mast going, 15-2 best price with Sky Bet. It's the reigning champ, Toccata Tasso. Last seen runner-up in the King George on ground that resembled concrete. Now, I'm going to have my bit in before handing over to you, Judge. Let me just be very, very clear about this. We talk about value. 15-2, a reigning champion, proven at this distance, winning an arc that, if you look at the overall ratings of the horses, was a stronger one than this, with every box ticked at twice the price of Luxembourg, I think is absolute insanity. But it's wonderful insanity, because it allows me to back Toccata Tasso, who I believe not only could win this, I actually think he could blow them away on Sunday. This is a race with multiple winners in the past. This is a race where form repeats. I believe that this Toccata Tasso has been trained to the minute for this. The King George was a good run on ground he would have hated. Coming back here for this, I think he's one of the bets of the year. 15-2, in my mind, he isn't going to be out of the 4, so you're going to make a return. I believe he's got a massive chance of winning and winning well. So I'm all over this one, Judge. What do you think?
Well, basically, if he runs to the form of last year, he wins this easily. Because without a doubt, this arc field is definitely weaker than last year.
Might have the numbers, but it's not got the depth, has it?
No, I mean, last year's arc. I mean, if you just take out the fact he won, let's say Tarnoir won it, Hurricane Lane comes second, and Adiyar come third. Sealaway, who won the Champion Stakes after that, the race afterwards at Ascot, that was a Group 1 winner next time out. So basically, the second, third, fourth, and fifth, if they had finished, everyone would go, "Oh, that's a great arc, great arc," because it won at 70-1, 72-1, or whatever it was. Everyone thought it was rubbish, but there's two big things. Every drop of rain that falls is a positive. Every drop of rain for this horse. being German bred, and also German bred in every ground is really important. For some, they just keep going, don't they? They're breed stayers, and I think that's the key because they stay so well. The only negative is the fact he's drawn 18. Whether he gets shuffled wide, that is the only negative I could possibly find on the horse.
On fast ground, I would have agreed with you, but on heavy,
possibly.
I think
I'm just trying to play devil's
Yeah.
advocate. That's the only.
I agree.
Yeah. Frankie Dettori obviously rode it last time out, got beat in a race in Germany last time out, but that was a get to know you ride, obviously. And now the fact he's got on and actually ridden him, that's another positive I think now because he now knows what he can do on the horse. Like you, I think he's bang solid. I couldn't put you off at all, and I do think he should be favourite on the form.
Now, we often, when we do these previews, we talk about the market correcting itself. It's getting back to your service and why people should be in it, because you're very good at finding the early ricks. I believe that the market will correct itself. And I would not rule out this horse going off favourite on Sunday.
Nor would I, really. I mean, it's got the best form in the race, isn't it? I mean, it's not even just that run. You could even say the King George run was a terrific run on ground that didn't suit. I mean, it's fantastic running coming second there.
Now, we're not selling you a fairy tale, folks, but if you can get that 15-2 with Sky Bet now, or you can get the 7-1 with William Hill or with Betfred. Now, I'm not telling you that this can win because, like I say, we're just telling you what the facts we know at the time. But I would be staggered if you've not got a bigger price than what this goes off at on Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, if you go right back on the form, obviously Alpinista did beat him, obviously in Germany last year. But once again, he was favourite to beat Alpinista that day. So he actually has. Everyone thinks he hasn't got a lot of back class. I just think last year he was forgotten for a silly reason, really. Yeah,
and what we know is this track, this ground, the pace that this race is run at suits him to a T. And he's going to get it. They're just not going to crawl on Sunday.
Run race, surely with 20 in it, can it?
It's not going to happen. And even if it does, I believe he'll still outstay him. I do like
so
there you go.
Spot on.
Now we come to title holder and Verdini next. Now I'll bring you in on these two. I would say with Verdini, cheers for that. Yeah, I do think at this trip, Verdini might be vulnerable. I think he's a better horse than title holder, but I think title holder might have more chance on Sunday, if that makes sense. What do you think to these two, Judge?
Well, I think the best thing I could do is put the 4 Japanese horses all together because there's 4 of them. You've got Deep Bond, who was last year.
Flopped.
And that actually ties in with title holder because it's run against it twice. It's not beaten, it's been well beaten by it twice, so it does tie in. You've got Stay Foolish, who's drawn in the car park 20. You've got title holder, and I think you've got another one. Yeah, Do Duce. And I think out of the 4 of them, I prefer Do Duce, only because it's had a trial over there last time out. Not really for me, mate. I can't back horses that have been running on fast ground all year, running on heavy ground. I mean, especially at the prices that the price title holder is. And getting back to Verdini, if he does stay, he's got a very good chance. He was favourite to beat Luxembourg last time out. Didn't get a very good run. Was a very solid winner of the Eclipse. Although you could argue the other one was unlucky, but I still think he won it on merit. You could argue too. He's got a good form winning the French Derby. That form is really solid. We'll come to some of the other runners in that race later on. That's probably, I think you could argue, take the Derby winner out, the best 3-year-old form of the season. And so really, I wouldn't really want to put you off Verdini. If it's a match race, I think Verdini's more likely to run its race in title holder is. Out of the two,
The only thing I'd say about Verdini is connections were very clear that they felt 1 mile 2 was his best trip.
Yeah,
and he would
got to
get
feel like it's a throw of the dice. It's the end of the season. We give it a go.
Are you going to win the Arc if it's not your best?
He's got the class, hasn't he? So I've looked at his breeding. I wasn't thinking he'd get 12 furlongs, and I do think you're going to need to stay really well in this race. So Now we're going to come to the. I think there's other French horses I prefer more.
We'll come to this. I just want to cover one more horse in depth, and I'll go to throw it open to you, Judge, for the outsiders. The Irish Derby winner, Rafe Beckett's Westover, he was regarded as the unlucky horse in our Derby. He's 10-1 with Coral Leisure and Unibet for this race. You've got to say, Judge, had he not run since the Irish Derby, he would probably have been about 6-1. But he comes here after a truly wretched run at Ascot. So what do we think?
Interesting, mate. Yeah, because as markets go, this horse is fundamentally the wrong price, just because one bad run, the way I look at it. I think if you come straight here after winning the Irish Derby, he'd be favourite. If you consider, third to Desert Crown, absolutely bolted up, beat Pisbadil, who actually ties in with the French horses, beat it easily. But it was a shocking run. It was a shocking run at Ascot. But they just went too fast, those side, didn't they? It's just stupid, And I think if you just forgive that run, 10-1 is a very big price. And also, was it West Workforce? Workforce, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he ran poorly for Sir Michael Stout, and then cut on his last run before winning the Arc. I might be wrong.
No, I know what you mean.
At 10-1, definitely. He represents excellent value. And Rafe Beckett's horses are in great form.
They are. And what Westover will do, unless, and I can't believe Rob Hornby will do this because he knows him very, very well.
Yeah.
If he gets into that rhythm, that gallop, he will continue it.
Yeah.
This is a race that's not going to be won with a turn of foot. It's not going to be a classy winner type arc where they go and sprint the last 2 furlongs. It's going to be a grind.
Yeah.
Westover.
I do actually like him. I'll be looking to have a small win bet on him, just on the basis that I think if he's there or thereabouts, he can win. He's one of the. Yeah. He's got. If you consider some of the horses we're talking about here, this is also it's won an Irish Derby and probably was the second best in our Derby. 10-1, you wouldn't believe it, would you? After it won the Irish Derby, you say you're going to get 10-1 for the Arc. You'll be going. I mean, let's say it won the King George, for argument's sake. Would be 2-1 for this? If it had won the King, I know it didn't. But if it had won the King George, it'd probably be 2-1 for this.
Probably 6-4. Yeah. Again, you always forgive him one bad run. I do think he's a contender.
It's the only way you can get a good price, mate. Big prices.
Put it this way: I'd rather be on him each way at 10-1 than a win bet on Luxembourg at 7-2.
Without doubt.
Right. I'm not going to go through particularly anything else myself because I'm all over Toccata Tasso. I do think I am going to have a saver on Westover. Tell me what you think. Anything else stand out, Judge? Could you give us some?
Yeah, I'm just going to mention a few funny ones at big prices. I do think the top horse is overpriced. Mishriff, just on the basis that every time it was unlucky in the Eclipse. If you fancy Verdini, I mean this is sort of nearly 3 times the price of Verdini. It didn't run very well, admittedly, last time, but it did come second to Bailly before that. So and it's 2 from 2 in France. It's 1 on soft ground. That's a funny one. I've got my other funny one was once again there's 2 German breds in this. We've already talked about one. The other one's 33-1 Mendocino. That beats Toccata Tasso. I better get that right. Tasso last time out.
Easy for you
this is 33-1 German bred. If it becomes a real war of attrition, another one that you could easily see it in the frame. And I've got to mention the other 2 French horses I thought were interesting. If it gets the trip, Al Hakim is very interesting. The only time it's got beat was in the French Derby when it was drawn in the car park. Hasn't obviously raced over a mile and a half, but has got good form. So that 4th to Verdini even was a good run from a wide draw. It's won its trial for this. That's 25-1. And the other one obviously was Ernesto, but that ties in with the other horses. I think personally, I'll be other than the Westover. I'm looking at the foreign horses here, the French, German horses to be winning the Arc, in my opinion.
Okay, so I'm Toccata Tasso, one of the bets of the year for me. If you can get that price today, you're going to beat it whatever happens. I'm convinced. Yes. What is your one, Judge? Westover?
Well, if it goes for 1, I'll go for Toccata Tasso too.
Yeah,
that's not easy to say, is it?
Not when you've had a few. Yeah, Takata 2. Yeah. Well, we are unified. Doesn't often happen, but when it does. And I think we both agreed actually that Westover is the best NB, really.
Yes. Yeah. It's not often we agree like this, so is it?
No, it's not. It's not a particularly good sign, but there you go. So we're going Takata Tasso, the reigning champ, to win his second arc. I believe he could do it well. I really, really do. And Westover for Rafe Beckett, who's certainly got his horses in scintillating form. Group 1 winner with Les last Saturday at Newmarket. So there you go, folks. You've got one more day, right till 12 to noon, to get yourself that £50 saving. Judges private service, judges verdict, all the way to 31st of March. Bets the night before, bets on the morning, whatever you got. The judge 7 days a week being your lookout for big value winners. Already 2 14-1 winners in his Davy Crockett, and plenty more besides to come. So do yourself a favour, get on that. It's at the top link. Get on there. Your first bets will be on a Saturday, and you'll go right up to the 31st of March, which incidentally is my birthday, Judge. But there you go.
Incidentally, I'm not far off that myself.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm not at an age where you celebrate them as
no.
Oscar Wilde.
That's another year nearer.
As Oscar Wilde said, why celebrate the obscenity of getting old? But there you go. Let's not end on a downbeat note. So we've got Takata Tasso to win his second arc on Sunday. I'll be back on Saturday morning with a quick edition of Holden Sources. The judge will be back on Monday with Judge's Duels, but by then his private service will have started, and I reckon you're going to be a member of it. So good luck, Judge. Continued success, mate. It's been a great trial. Mate. And good luck on Sunday. And I say that with
very good luck on Sunday.
particular feeling, because I'm on it too. So when I usually say good luck, and if mine don't win yours, I don't need to do that now, because we're both on Takata Tasso. Have a great weekend, folks. Get in the judge's service, and we'll see you soon. There's only one.